Hey everybody, it's Utah Johnny Lang. Hope you had a good Christmas. We're back in the garage, just playing around. So many have noticed that the Cayenne is still here. Those of you that follow, I had it up on eBay. It went on a 10-day auction. It got a bunch of bids. And then what happened? Well, the top bidder just never contacted me. That's what they call a deadbeat bidder. Complete silence, which is really weird because the person had good feedback and it's the way it is. So I send some second chance offers to the next 3 people in line, and guess what? Quiet as well. I don't know. I don't understand it, but there's my rant. You know, I like eBay because I can go to my computer and in 20 minutes have it up, put everything in there, and it's done. Obviously, in this case, the downside was deadbeat bidders, and nothing sucks worse than that. It is what it is. So, for the time being, I've decided on just kind of hanging on to it. One big problem that these vehicles have is over time, you start to smell a little bit of oil burning. You know, it's essentially the valve cover gaskets that just get old. The rubber kind of deteriorates and there's a little bit of seepage, kind of falls on the exhaust manifold and then makes it a little stinky. It's just a matter of replacing the valve cover seals. As you see, I have here. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. There's a few YouTube videos on this already, which I watched, and they kind of gave me the guidance. So let's just dive into it, get this done. Well, we're a couple hours into it, and got the first one off. That was just a matter of cleaning it up and putting the new seal on. Right, hero? Yeah, buddy. So, yeah, another little update now. Got the passenger side valve cover off. Nice and clean in there. I couldn't help but to notice that when I removed the valve covers, like how clean this engine is. And that to me says a lot. Now, when I bought this car, I know most people would cringe a little bit at buying a German car that has 162,000 miles on it. Now, there's a difference. When you see a car that's in really good shape and it's been cared for, you can tell that somebody has actually invested some time and money in the proper maintenance. Well, I was happy to see when I removed that valve cover last night that like the valve train and the cams and everything, like everything's in really good shape, which means that, you know, they did the proper oil changes, and that's always a wonderful thing. Got some other parts that came in, some of the rear hatch shocks. There's actually two sets of these. One, these heavy duty guys are for the actual lift gate, and then in the same little cubby area up in the roof line, there's also these guys, which is for the glass. And you know, common problem with actually any hatch over time, those shocks just wear out. They stay up, but they slowly just kind of drift down. So we're going to replace those. And then the world's most expensive knob, a genuine Porsche Cayenne shift knob. You know, why did I spend $220 on that? Maybe because I'm a little crazy. I don't know. It's one of those things. You know, this knob wasn't horrible, but it's worn. Let me show you. And it has a little crack, and I don't know, maybe I'm just a little OCD, but it's one of those things, like you get into a car and it's about sensation. You know, how does it smell? That's like first impression. And then what's the first thing your hand goes on, the steering wheel or the shift knob? And it's always just bothered me that I put my hand on that and I feel it's broken. I know it sounds silly, but I guess I'm a little quirky that way. So I spent the money and we're going to replace that. Okay, so we are replacing these shocks that are in this assembly. One for the hatch and one for the window. In order to get to these, we have to remove these D-pillar panels and this little rubberized plate. That's where we're going to find the shocks, is behind there. Also, I had a little bit of an issue with some headliner sagging, so this is a great opportunity to throw some adhesive in there and get that taken care of as well. Okay, so this is exactly why you replace these over time. Look what happens. There is like no tension there whatsoever. Some seepage there, and the new ones are in. A little bit of a struggle, but that's okay. There they are. There's one, and there's two. Same thing on the other side. These little covers that gotta go back there. That's that. So the internet is a wonderful place because there's a lot of great information, but also there's a lot of bad information. Now, I Googled a few times, how do you remove the shift knob on the 955 Cayenne? A lot of people just said, get on that sucker, put it in neutral, and lift up. And be careful not to crack your head open. Well, okay, yeah, that will take it off, but it's not the proper way of doing it. And once I did a little bit more research, and of course, interesting to see how this comes from the factory. To properly remove these, you have to extend that shift button, like grab a screwdriver in your old, on your old knob, and extend that out a little bit, and that actually releases the mechanism in there. And you're not forcing it. Those people that just yank up on this are actually, there's a very good chance you're gonna break that inside linkage on the Porsche, and then, I mean, my gosh, that's more money to spend. Guys, thanks for hanging out on another episode and a couple little updates on the Cayenne. It's in tip-top shape, and got a few people that are going to come over and still look at it. And again, if it doesn't sell, hey, I'm not going to be heartbroken. I happen to love the rig. So it snowed the other day here in Utah, and it snowed a lot. And I went out and played with it. It was a lot of fun. Check it out. So stay tuned for some future episodes. I'm going to do a little walk around of my 2008 Toyota Tundra. It's kind of a rare one. It's a regular cab, short bed, TRD with the 5.7. They don't make them anymore. I have one. It's kind of a cool rig, so wait for that. And also, of course, my lovely 80 series, that beautiful Land Cruiser I've had for almost 17 years. And gosh, I think about selling it every now and then because the prices are through the roof, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to be honest with you. It's such a beauty. It's triple locked from the factory. It's an amazing rig, and so you guys are going to learn all about that in the future as well. So hang around. If you like my content, give it a like, subscribe, and we'll see you around. Thanks, guys.